What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Toucher Poet, and my brother in this joint.
Soul Lex up in here.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's season 2, the big mighty season 2, and you can hit us up www.kingandilife.com. Follow us on, subscribe and listen to us on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. Soul Lex, hit them off with the rest of that.
Yeah, man. You guys, of course, can always reach us at KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Again, that's KingandI369@gmail.com. If you guys have some show topics that you would like for us to discuss, or if you would like to be a guest on the show, or if you want to come on the show and chop it up with us, whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it, but let's keep it clean. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, you guys can find us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Where else? We out here, man. We out here.
All that social media. That's where you can find us, on all that social media. Outside of that, hey, it is what it is.
Yes,
we
sir.
Still got that summit discussion, whatever you want to call it, on racism. I think that's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah, I actually
still looking for a few more people to jump in on that, so we can start pushing out the information and get that popping off. So outside of that, man, that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of people about it last night, actually, about both of them. I talked to them last night, and they excited, man. They ready to get it crunk. They just waiting on the rest of the people to join in. So,
collect them email addresses, and I'll collect from the people that I talk to, and we'll start pushing out the information so that we can start setting some dates and get this popping.
For sure. But it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to be back to our routine, as they say.
Yeah, we got to get back on the routine, and we got to get it. We got to get it together.
For sure. So I also talked with Phoenix. She's doing her thing. She's being Phoenix. So she's gonna join us once she gets the time back in frame. So that's cool.
In the meantime, hey, females out there, if you want to jump on and co-guest host or whatever the case may be, let us know, because we definitely need a female voice for some of these topics that we got going on. Because look here, we men, and I'll leave it at that.
For sure. So tonight we're going to be talking about, what advice would you give your younger self?
Look, as we get older, wiser, smarter, successful, as we, traverse life, we reflect back on when we was younger, and wish we could change some of the things that we did when we were younger. And when we were younger, we wish that we could be grown, not knowing everything that came with it.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, we can't stop Father Time. We can't stop Mother Nature. So we are going to chop it up about what we could, if we could, what we would tell our younger selves.
Yes, sir. So first off, what would you change, if anything?
First and foremost, I would have took high school more seriously. That is the biggest thing that I would change from childhood, because having and here's the thing about that. A lot of this is growing up in the environment that I grew up in. A lot of things were not pushed or enforced or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It was, you better not bring no babies home and you better graduate. And that was it. There was no nurturing and cultivating and giving specific knowledge. So I wish I would have taken it upon myself to do better in high school. That's my first thing.
Definitely. I think I have to second that with you. High school, I really didn't take high school that serious until my last year. Um, as far as I'm concerned, as long as I got to pass a grade, hell, I don't give a damn.
Halfway gave a damn about that.
Okay, but yeah, I just wish I would have took uh, my lessons, as they say here in the South, a little bit more seriously than what I did, because it was only after I started going to college did I really realize what my potential was. Um,
Mm,
I didn't have so many distractions as far as, someone not encouraging or being as encouraging. Um, I found that, everything's on me now. So once I stopped looking for validation, I guess you could say, that's when I tapped in to self motivation. And once I got that self motivation, it was game over for me because I graduated um, my college course with a 4.0 average doing it. And I was like, damn, so you mean to tell me all this time I could have been making these good ass grades? But because I wasn't in an environment where um, I feel like I should have been nourished a little bit more, um, given that, that push that I needed instead of so much um, comparison, as they say. That would have definitely helped me out a lot. Stop comparing me to other people.
right, right.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's like once I found out what my true potential was, it's like there was no turning back. Like every college course that I've taken, the lowest grade I received was a C. And when I got that one fucking C, man, that shit broke my heart. I was like, what the fuck?
I bet.
But anyway, it just showed me, that I didn't value myself the way I should have
Mm,
because I was listening to other people. Um, Again, not give me that encouragement, or I'm not gonna say lead me in the wrong direction, but there was no, you can do it. I think you had a potential. It was always, well, you can't be so and so and so and so, or you need to be more like so and so and so and so.
mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, if I could go back and change um, school or my, I would say probably like my ninth grade through 12th, I definitely would change that. I probably would have took chasing, well, not chasing, but relationship with females a little bit less serious.
Mm,
'Cause there are plenty of times I could have knocked one off, but I didn't knock one off because I always felt like I'm gonna get another chance. There'll be another time, and guess what? Another time, another chance never freaking came around. I was like, damn, got to take advantage of those, opportunities, sir.
yeah, yeah. I think some other things that I would change would have been uh being more what's the word? More of a extrovert as far as as opposed to being an introvert.
Right.
Because I was always shy in high school and stuff like that, except when I was around people that I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
Um, so I would give that advice to my younger self. Um, Also, the other advice I would give to myself is always seek knowledge in other things that that I was exposed to or wanted to know about and stuff like that. Because a lot of times I was like, all right, whatever, as long as I get through this or get through that, I'm cool. But I never pushed myself to learn other things or be aware of a lot of things that, once I graduated high school, got in my 20s, got in my 30s, I could have benefited from had I sought that knowledge earlier, or even if that knowledge was provided to me. But
Right.
if we looking at what advice I would give my younger self, again, be more outspoken, extroverted, be, seek more knowledge in certain things like that. Because once you hit high school, depending on, your background that you're coming from, it could either be smooth sailing to hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, definitely. I will agree with that. Probably would have told myself to get out a lot more. My biggest thing was I worked all the way through high school. Like me and you, oh no, that was your first real job, the one that we had in Germany, but that was my first real job. But
That was my first real job, putting bikes together.
uh, after that, it was like game on for me. That's all I did was
Mm.
high school and worked and came home. And I hung out here and there, but I didn't go out as much as I could. I mean, when it came down to having our senior prom, I didn't go. Like
I didn't go either.
I was
I
like,
was
man,
chasing ass.
fuck all that, spending all that money on some shit for that one night. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I look back on it, all my homeboys like, man, you need to come. Uh, I'm telling you, we're gonna ball out and all that. I was like, man, I'm just not there. And then when they showed me all the pictures, they took during the prom and going to prom and from prom and at the party, I was like, damn, I should have went. So that was, again, a missed opportunity to top off that last year, as they say.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I could have went to the prom, but I thought, I was too cool for the prom. It was never I'm not spending my money on that one day thing. I didn't have that mindset. I just thought I was too cool for it. And some people had some more fun things to do, so to speak. So that's what I opted to do. But
uh-huh.
if I could look back and tell them, get yo, go to the prom. That's a part of high school. That's like, hey, that's like one of the last things you do before you graduate. That's
Yeah,
you never know what opportunities are there. You know
yep,
what experience you leave behind and stuff like that.
exactly. So that opportunity, meaning prom and the senior trip, they had a
Oh
senior
wow.
trip going to Panama City, Florida, which was basically like our backyard. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not going down there. And again, looking back, I wish I would have gone. Because again, it's kind of like the rite of passage right there. Just one last time, get it in. But I think,
So what pitfalls would you avoid? I know this is a big one.
oh, I think the biggest pitfall was I would have stopped being so consumed with the opposite sex.
Mm.
And the reason I say that was because when I look back on all the money I spent going on dates and trying to impress certain females and things along that line, it's like, dude, do you really realize how much money you could have right now? That and I would have took that energy as far as uh, pursuing women and put that shit into a business.
Mm.
School was always good,
Yeah.
college was always good, but if I would have taken that time and that energy that I spent chasing women and put it towards something productive, oh, I know telling where I would be right now. How about you?
um. Yeah. The crazy thing about this topic is as we going through it, I kind of overthink it and then I have to pull myself back.
Uh-huh.
Um, because like, what pitfalls would I avoid? It's like I could tell myself, well, had I been taught this, that, and the other, I probably wouldn't have did this, that, and the other. But then I have to say, you know what? Chill out. What would you tell your younger self now as far as pitfalls to avoid? Um, I wouldn't have got married as young. I wouldn't have had a child as young. Um, I'd have been more mindful of saving money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would have been more mindful of the importance of credit. Um, what else? What else? I would have probably not so much. I would have probably avoided having the mindset that I had to depend on other people in order to get certain things done. Those the major pitfalls that I would have avoided.
Definitely. One thing I would have said, or one hobby I would say that I
Mm-hmm.
should have stuck with more, and that was drag racing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody knew when it came down to damn street racing, drag racing, I was deadly. You put the damn 5 speed in my hand, that was kind of like putting a damn gun in Billy Kid's hand. Like I was good, real good. And it's like I watched all of my close friends that were, we were all into racing like that, and the ones who stuck with it, they are phenomenal, phenomenal racers. And the ones who, kind of like were like me that went a different direction, it's kind of like, damn, I could be there right now had I stuck with it. But other than that, I probably would have told myself travel more. And I did a lot of
Really?
traveling, but I would have did a whole lot more.
Mm, interesting. Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
love lost or love gained?
What you mean by that?
I mean, like, which females, the ones that you should have pursued that you didn't, and the ones that you did pursue that you shouldn't have?
Boy, that list is long. That list is long. That list is long. That list is long.
Oh,
Um, wow. Um, I don't even know how to answer that because I could look at some high school ones that I should have like held on to,
mm-hmm.
and then um after high school, like when I joined the army, there was some situations that I should have not even entertained at all. Um, and you know, and then in my 20s, oh my god, it was fucking horrible. Um, I was fucking horrible. I mean, yeah, it's a lot it's a lot of lost loves, and there are a few love gains, but there are more lost loves because I didn't have my head together. Um, I was into just having fun, running through them. I didn't have no focus, no purpose. So yeah, I lost a lot of loves on that joint, man. Whew.
I feel you.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. There were quite a few good women I had in my younger years, but again, I was doing me. You know what I mean? Like I'm really out
Yeah.
here on some real man shit. Like it's about
Mm.
numbers. It wasn't about quality.
Yeah, it damn sure is about some damn numbers, boy. Shit.
But I don't know. I took quite a few losses though, because there are certain females that I pursued that I I really was wasting my time pursuing them. More or less, they were playing a game, and I was so consumed and thought that this is the one that I was had my nose wide open, bro. And I'm not saying there are a lot of them, but there's enough of them that I took some real losses. Like,
Yeah.
had I not pursued those particular women, whew, ain't no telling
Oh
where I could have
man.
ended up.
And that's the thing about that, man. When you look at lost loves and loves gained, it's like if you can go back and tell your younger self, yo, keep your thing in your pants, focus on this, focus on that, that'll come later.
Hmm.
Ain't no telling where you could be, but it's like you come across certain situations or certain women or, whatever. And it's like it's not only that you're competing with what you had before, it's like you competing with the man next to you or whatever the case may be. Because you see a bad chick over there, you be like, dang, I want that. And you look at something, what your other guys got, or just anybody out there, or you see this one bad chick over here you got, and there's another better one over there. It's like, yo, where do I go? And it's like you're just all over the place. So if I could go back and tell myself to, yo, chill out, it's more to it than that big butt smile and that good sex and all that other stuff. It's like, yo,
Yes, yes, that part. If I had to narrow down one particular female that really had me wide open,
mm,
I'll probably say the first female I ever fell in love with. I ain't even gonna give
wow.
her any airtime. I ain't gonna say her name.
Mm,
But uh, there's a little bit of an age gap between her and I. That and she had
hmm
3 kids already.
wow.
But I was so in love with this woman. I just to me she was the cream on top, buddy. Like
mm,
everything right there. Bam, bam.
mm,
But at the end of it, I'm glad I did not end up with her because I probably would have ended up in a damn institution somewhere.
wow.
I was just nose wide open, real
Mm,
simping.
mm,
I can
wow.
change her. I can make her love me.
Mm. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's when it comes to that, it it's just a different planet because it's like if you don't have the guidance coming up, you don't know. But with all experiences that you had from the first time that you caught your first fish
Yeah,
to now,
yeah,
and you look back, it's so much that you could tell your younger self that it'll blow your mind.
hmm,
And I mean, if you just have had that insight to be like, yo, you don't have to rush to get this. You don't have to chase after all this. You just, and if you could tell yourself how serious love is and the impact that it could have on you as a young boy, as a young man, and the lasting effects that it'll have on you later on in life, if you can tell yourself that, it's crazy to where you would be now if you could give yourself that advice and actually live by it.
definitely, definitely. I mean, like I said, I had some pretty thorough teachers coming up when it came down to
Mm,
learning the opposite sex. Um, that particular one though, my uncle told me he was like, that's gonna be the one that's gonna screw you over. You know that, right?
Mm.
I laughed at it. I'm like, nah, not her. It was like, all
Mm.
right. It was like, I already see the twinkle in your eye, young man.
Oh wow.
I'm like, but
Wow.
she did, she that, she did, she that. It like, I'm telling you, building yourself up for a heartbreak, son. Real heartbreak.
Mm.
Anyway, I didn't
Man.
listen to him. I went full speed ahead. Right into a goddamn
As a
wall,
young
then
whippersnapper would do.
through the wall, over a damn cliff.
Mm.
Crash and burn, son.
Wow. Hey, that's what it was back then. That's what it was. But yeah, it's the King and I Life podcast. We are talking about what advice would you give your youngest self? That's the man. Whoo, it's a lot you can tell your younger self in these days.
Yeah,
but
man.
Hey, stay tuned. We'll be back.
Yes, indeed.